So hello everyone and welcome to day 4 of From an Industry Perspective Week IGTV series. And I'm just happy that everybody's enjoying the episode so far, right? So today we have Mr. Brown, and I just want to reiterate the objective for this initiative, right? So it's just to enlighten engineers how to manage themselves when they enter the industry by providing them with experience from those who are actually there, right? With interview tips, etc. So again, we have Mr. Oraine Brown with us. So Mr. Brown, right? Could you just give us a brief description, introduction of yourself, right? Give us your name, the university you graduated from, as well as the position you hold and where you work. Yeah, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Oraine Brown. I usually attend the Caribbean Maritime University, and I currently work at West Kingston Power Plant. Yeah. I'm originally from Montego Bay, but now I live in Portmore.
Ready?
Yeah.
Position?
I currently am the operation manager at West Kingston Power Plant. Those who don't know West Kingston Power Plant, we are a private power producer. We provide power to JPS. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So being the operations manager, what do you do?
Well, I'm basically in charge of the operations department. Well, at West Kingston Power Plant, we use the diesel engine technology to generate electricity and provide to JPS. So basically, it's like a manufacturing plant. So the product is power, the one customer. So basically, overall, overseeing the operation from raw material, which is, in our case, is heavy fuel oil that we use to drive those diesel engines, and managing the entire conversion process from one state of energy to the next state until we get the end product, which is electricity. So part of that entails ensuring that, our equipment are operating in the most efficient manner.
All right, thank you. So what is a regular day like?
Regular day, all right. Well, we do a lot of reports. Start out the day sending out status report at the facility to our senior managers. Also reviewing the production data from the previous day to generate further reports. And these reports are sent to our shareholders overseas. So ensuring that these reports have accurate information is key. So we spend a lot of time combing through information, data, ensuring that whatever information we are sending out is accurate. So we know these decisions, these information are critical in decision making. So you have to ensure that you present accurate information.
In what kind of decision making though?
In terms of like forecasting, planning for up to a year or 2 years ahead. Also looking at maintenance activity, upcoming maintenance activity. Also, part of what we do daily as well is to look at the chemistry aspect of our operation. We have a lot of product like fuel, lube oil, cooling water, and things like that. We have also environmental responsibility. So chemistry of our products and waste are very important. So we monitor those as well. Our key, one of our key stakeholder is our provider for fuel, Petrojob. We also have to ensure that fuel quality that is introduced to our machines are at optimum condition as well.
You mentioned fuel quality. Have you ever had a case where the fuel was bad? How did that turn out?
Well, yes, we have had case where the fuel quality was not up to par or up to our standards. Well, before we receive each batch of fuel, first of all, we normally look at the quality certificate of the product. And there and then, if things are out of specs, we would not accept that fuel. However, sometimes we find where there are other things in the fuel, other properties in the fuel that might not be a part of our standard checks and may not be a valid reason to reject this particular batch of fuel. However, it might have adverse effect on our equipment down the road. So I think in the past, in one major case where we received a questionable batch of fuel, we had to store it. I think we started using it and we started having some problems with some of our equipment. We discontinued the usage and eventually returned that fuel to our supplier. So that's how we deal with the situation.
All right, noted. So how long have you been working for WKPP?
Well, West Kingston Power Plant started in 2012, started operation in 2012. So I've been working there since. But our sister company at the Dr. Bird facility, I started working there in 2006. Matter of fact, I was there as an intern maybe about 2004. And I came back in 2006 after a short stint at sea.
Okay. So you're like a foundation man.
Not really. You have some real pillow posts, but time fly fast. Let's just say time fly fast, and pretty much I've been in this company for a very long time. Actually, this was my first job, official job outside after leaving college. So yeah.
Okay. So what is it like working there? Since you've been there for a good while.
Well, the environment is very family orientated, and also there's a lot of youths. The environment foster development and growth and encourage younger, let's say the younger age group in the workforce. A lot of young people at the facility. A lot of persons came here with straight from college, so that type of environment, as I said, family orientated, and help to motivate you and help you to develop yourself as a young professional.
All right, noted. So you said this was like your first job out of college. So did you have any prior internship opportunities? Did you work on it, work in any in other industry
Well,
companies?
my first internship came after, because I studied marine engineering before. So I did that as internship at sea in 2005, maybe about 10 months. And also I did
Yeah.
internship at the Dr. Bird facility for a few months, I think in 2004.
Mhm.
But then I started working as a plant technician in 2006 officially with the Dr. Bird plant at Olaba.
Okay, noted. So going into the industry, were you bombarded with a lot of this, and then when you actually landed the job, were those debunked, or they were true, or talk about that.
I think there were more um, misinformation about what happens at sea than what happened here in this land-based facility.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, before we go on ship, you say a lot of stories about different various activity that take place on sea at that time. But then I didn't have a lot of person around me who work on the land-based facility. So I didn't hear hear a lot of myths about what would happen in the industry like where I'm at now.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's not a dog world in out here like that.
Yeah.
You just need to know the space you want to occupy in the industry and prepare yourself as much as possible while at school for that space. It might not be where you eventually end up. You understand? But the key thing is preparing yourself as much as possible at school for where exactly you want to be. So for me, for example, I studied marine engineer first, and I eventually studied industrial engineer at CMU. So coming into a company like JEP at the time, the environment was just like in my classroom. Not everybody have that opportunity to have a classroom workplace.
Yeah.
Like, everything you learn at the classroom, you go out there and see it in the workplace. Some persons are that privileged.
Yeah.
Some persons don't get that opportunity. But you might leave school and you cannot get a job in your field. You might have to do something else in the meantime. But that wasn't the case for me. So
Yeah.
it was basically like a perfect environment to transition from even school and from transition from the merchant Navy aspect of my training to the power plant, especially given it's a diesel plant.
Yeah. So do you prefer the sea facility or the land facility?
Well, I prefer the land, obviously, because I didn't go back to sea after that period of internship.
Yeah.
Sea have its advantages, also disadvantage. So you just have to weigh your cost. But for me, stability and family was paramount for me at the time. So I chose to remain on the land. Yeah.
Yeah. Noted. So you have any tips for prospective engineers when they're looking for a job in the industry? Like, what do you look for? Do you look for like the pay? Do you look for the location? Like, what exactly? Since you mentioned like stability was a big thing for you.
There's so much things to consider now. There's so much things to consider right now. When trying to find the right job, you have to consider the location, the environment. You have to consider accommodation? Is it close to where you're living? Or do you have to travel an hour away? Do you have to relocate? You understand? Do you have to move your family with you? Or if you are young, where you branch off on your own? You understand? Do you have the family support that you would need to take you through? You understand? So it's a lot of stuff to consider. Pay is just one aspect, very important aspect, because the pay can be a motivational factor and it can also, you understand? So pay is important, but pay is just one aspect of the thing. There's so much other things to consider. Safety and security as well, as you know, things can happen at the workplace. The workplace can be in an environment that is hostile, or you have to pass through hostile environment where you know, protests and violence and everything like. All of that. Yeah.
So do you enjoy what you're doing now? Do you like wake up every day and say, wow, I'm infused to go to work?
Boy, that question is a very hard question. I enjoy the work. I enjoy the work. I enjoy the work. I've been doing it for a while in this environment. As I said before, I studied this type of thing at school. And basically this is my first job opportunity out of school with this company. And I'm still here. So it's something that I think I wouldn't say I enjoy doing. Sometimes I wish I was doing something else, not work related though.
Like what? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, okay.
To be honest, sometimes I wish I didn't have to work.
That's what...
But you see, the environment,
honestly,
the environment that you're working, that I am working in, is one that I don't get up every day and feel miserable about going to work. You understand? My coworkers, I get along well with my coworkers, and the environment is it fosters peace of mind. You understand? So that's good. You know, some people have a miserable job, miserable bosses, and disgruntled co-workers and stuff. So the environment itself makes me feel comfortable and happy going to this place every day. They say if you enjoy
operations manager, right?
Sorry, go ahead.
Say the quote. Say the quote.
Yeah, if you enjoy what you do, you don't work a day in your life, something like that. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so my question is, being operations manager, right? I'm assuming you will have a group of people managing. So with like clash of personalities and getting tasks done, how do you maneuver situations like that?
Well, you see the skill what it would take to deal with people and persons and behavior, it takes some training. And that is one thing that I wish they taught us in school how to do. Like
getting to that, but
yeah, how to manage people and their behavior and how to deal with it. Well, over the years, I was always happy that I don't have a customer service job where I have to deal with people every day. I used to interact more with machines.
Yeah.
So I used to interact more with machines before being at this level where I'm at now. Now you have more interaction with people. And it's not my strong point.
Yeah.
But what you do, you see people, you see things eye to eye, level eye with people, you deal with people with respect, and that's how you get persons to do things. Even if person don't want to do what they are being paid to do and a part of the requirement for their job. You know, sometimes if person have a level of respect for you, or if they see level I, you deal with them just or fair, you can maybe get persons to do things, you know, or to go the extra mile, or to you might be able to diffuse a situation. Maybe you have some clash of personalities, either with you or with coworkers and other staff. So well, that's my strategy. I try to be level-eyed and down to earth as much as possible with people. So yeah.
As you mentioned, you wish people management was taught in schools. Could you speak on some other knowledge you wish you were taught that was taught in schools? Knowledge, skills, anything.
I think that is the one of the key thing for me. Maybe more about entrepreneurship and investment. Like, you know, you just finishing school and you get your first job. Money management is key at that stage of your life. So they need to teach more of that thing in school, how to invest your money as a young professional and things like that.
All right. So we're winding down. Other from your undergrad degrees or degree, whatever the case may be, do you have any other certificates that you plan to go higher in the education level?
Well, I've a few certificates that most I received from CMU. I've been there and many programs. The Merchant Navy program issue a lot of certificate. I was trained as a firefighter back then, also in certified in first aid and those things. Information technology certificate, welding certification, basic safety training and things like those. Certification in lockout, tagout training. Other safety training like slip and trip and fall training, confined space training, power plant chemistry training, just to name a few.
Sounds few, that sounds like a lot.
Not a lot. Most of those are, as I hear, industry related things. So these training really come in handy, operating the facility day to day. Yeah.
Okay, so you would recommend if you're going to be going into the industry, try and get some short certificates in like different trainings that's going to aid your journey as an engineer.
Exactly. We mentioned earlier myths. And as you said that, I'm just reminded, you're not required to know everything especially just entering into this workforce. I know that employers might want 5 years experience and all of that, or 10 years experience and certification and thing. But once you meet the bare minimum and you can be shortlisted for an interview, you're not required to know every single thing. And don't feel pressured to be like a professional. You're a young professional, you're just getting into the industry. Cut yourself some slack. Give yourself time to grow, develop, continue to read about cutting edge technology in your field, so you can help make proper decision, especially where education is concerned. Because, so, for example, you don't want to be studying for a field that is basically becoming obsolete. You understand? In like 5 to 10 years or even 15 years. So you want to know that you want to know what's coming on stream. What are the new eras that the industry is heading into? And if you can get certified in those areas as well, that will help you to be more marketable and help you to transition better into the professional environment.
So we're basically wrapping up now. So the second to last thing, I want you to share some interview tips for industry dogs.
All right, interview tips. Well, one of the most popular thing what I'm always say, know your company, know something about the company that you're going into. Know what role you would like to play in that company, how you can add to the organization. Your resume, you need to ensure that your resumes are done properly, guys. A lot of interview end before it started just by looking at some of the resumes. So you want to ensure that your resume is done correctly. I haven't written a resume in a while, but I see a lot of new fancy things going on with resumes nowadays. So there's a lot of template and thing you can just.
And you're quite impressed.
Say that again?
And you're quite impressed?
Yeah. Because you know them look fancy and pretty and them presentable, isn't it? But the information in it as well has to be structured and make sense and truthful, most of all. Truthful. Hopefully, you guys put truthful information on the resume. Okay? You don't want to find out down the road that where this resume has a lot of incorrect information, because what happens sometimes, some person doing the interview looking through your resume, even when they're not asking you any question, or like the colleague or a fellow person on the panel might be asking a question. You might find this person scanning through your resume, listening to your answer and reading and trying to find a question to ask, and you don't know. This person might be, so for example, I used to work at Olaba, right? And I see you have something on your resume saying you used to work at Olaba last year. So me I gonna ask you something about Olaba. So you don't know who might be in your interview.
Yeah.
And you might have some information on your resume that the person doing the interview is very proficient and knows a lot about this specific area or location or about this aspect of work. I might be asking you a lot of questions. And it might be their strong point. They might not be out to get you, but it might be their strong point. It might be something they love or something they used to do. So you having it on your resume, you might speak something in the brain and then just go down that path and start asking you a lot of questions on it. And if it's not correct information, you might just shoot yourself in the foot right there. So that's very important. People always asking about money, like pay. I get this a lot.
Yeah.
Expectations about your salary might be way less than what the company might offer. I might be willing to offer, which is a good thing on your part. Like you come and say, how much you think you like to be paid? And you say, I want $10,000, but the company plan to give you like $20,000. Isn't it? So I say that a lot. I don't know if it's a good thing. But you got some of the guys are young.
But what if you have cases?
Yeah, go ahead.
But what if you have cases where what you tell them, the amount that you want is not the amount that they can provide?
Well, I guess they would explain that to you. As most of the time, you have persons from HR during the interview as well as heads of department or stuff. So if there's a representative from HR, I think that that person would best to tell you what's going on with your salary and maybe why they're not willing to pay what you are asking for or what you are expecting.
Yeah.
So it can go both ways. It can go both ways.
All right. Okay. So the final thing is, could you just give some encouraging words to upcoming engineers as well as graduates without a job?
All right, upcoming engineers. Guys, you just have to, as I said, I mentioned before, try to read a lot, know your industry. Engineering is very wide. There are a lot of different areas I can go into. Try to find lucrative aspects. Some aspect of engineering you might have to relocate to fulfill that job requirement. So you're in a good field. I think engineers might be short out there.
Yeah.
And some engineers are extremely well paid. Depends on your location.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad field. It's not like business. Some business field where oversaturated. You know, yeah. So you have to find the right type of engineering to go into. There's so many different things you can go into. There was a second part to that question. I can repeat it.
And just encouraging words for upcoming engineers as well as graduates without a job.
Yeah, so to the graduates without a job, especially in this time right now, you can maybe try, see if you can do some short courses if you can afford to. Some institution offering free online programs during the pandemic. Try to see if you can get yourself some more certificate, make yourself more marketable. Continue to search for jobs locally and internationally, and do a lot of resumes. And try to be creative. Maybe what to tell you can maybe develop new skills. You can maybe invent something during this time. You're at home, not out of a job. You know? Go back in your school book, keep yourself sharp. Always prepare, be ready for an interview. Okay? You might be called upon anytime. So you want to make sure you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys were listening keenly to everything that Mr. Brown had to say. And Mr. Brown, on behalf of the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Technology Student Committee, we just want to tell you thank you for coming and sharing your experience and just contributing to the execution of this series. Right? So again, guys, the last episode is tomorrow. I hope you are ready. And I'll just close by saying my name is Kishana Bell, the FEET Student Committee President. Thank you for listening.